Good day and welcome to another edition of Outside of Genie, where we'll be racing from the Vaal today, the 19th of November, where we have 9 races on the card, of which 7 of them are over 1200 meters. So before we talk about the form and the betting, just a few things I quickly would like to touch on. For those people who are watching this video for the first time, what Outside of Genie do is we do a form analysis and we provide you with outsiders that you can put into your play. Normally, as with this video, we will give you 3 numbers. The first selection is our outright selection. That is the horse that we think can win, and that horse can be any price. Then I give you 2 outsiders in no particular order, which you can include into your play. And should those outsiders or even the outright selection arrive, you will then be standing in a queue, collecting your payout, laughing and thanking Outsider Genie. Then we offer a subscription service where you get our daily analysis that we've done according to a race by race selection, a pick 6, a PA, quartets, trifectas, value bets, best bet of the day, and our best bet of the day is not an 8 to 10 or a 9 to 10 shot. We have given you a few weeks ago. I gave you a 7 to 1 shot as a best bet that arrived Big City Girl at the Vaal. So now for the subscription that I'm offering you now till the end of the month, end of November, for 200 Rand, you can get our selections. Included in that is a video I've made how to read the computer form, because in my eyes, there's only one way to study form, and that's with a computer form, but many people are scared of using the computer form because they're not sure how to read it. So that video will assist you. For a little bit more, I can offer you from now till the end of December a package for 500 Rand, where you get our selections till the end of December. Plus, you will also get another video that I've got included with the first one, and that is punt to win and not punt to lose. If you use that, if you use some of the recommendations in that video, you're surely going to have more winners than losers. Already people that has watched the video has come back to me. The feedback that I've got, they said, is very positive. That they say they already are, getting more winning selections because by applying my rules and recommendations, they avoid taking losing bets. So for that, you can get for 500 Rand. And then we are working on a Black Friday special, which will be revealed about 2 days before Black Friday. So our contact is 083-585-5133. So let's have a look at the betting. Here we have the first race, a maiden plate fillies and mares over 1200 meters, and the betting is as follows. The favorite here is number 9, Desert Pride, 11 to 10, Lightning Lash, 22 to 10, 10 to 1, Love London, and 14 to 1, and Better the Field. So they're betting very short in this race. So let's have a look. Here, my first selection is number 3, which is Lightning Lash. Is a 4-year-old filly by Captain Elmi. Lillet Kumalo combination, and this horse has had 2 runs, and last time out was leading but got run out of it late. But if I look at the first run, they had a 400 to finish 23.1, which is very good. And maybe if Kumalo can restrain this filly a little bit and get the filly to run on instead of going to the front, I'm sure Lightning Lash will have a huge chance. Outsider selections is number 4, Love of London. Has had 2 5th places, and I think this horse is ready to improve. And I do feel this 4-year-old filly from Seventh Rock today can be involved in the finish. And then my other outsider selection is number 5. Number 5 is Dancing Arabian. Another Captain Al by Out of the Eye of the Tiger, me. This horse doesn't show, but he shows, running there and thereabouts, but he just fade. But I think with the getting a fitness, because it just will be his third run after a rest. And I think today, Dancing Arabian, a nice outsider to include in your quartets and trifectas, not necessarily I would think a winning chance, but definitely a place chance. And then we quickly want to have a look at the favorite, Desert Pride. He also debuted well, just got run out of it late by Flower of Scotland. But the 400 to finish 24.9, yeah, that's average, second fastest, challenged. Yeah, but surely I'm not thinking that it's a 11 to 10 chance. I do believe Lightning Slash have an excellent chance of also winning this race. Then we go to race number 2. And that's also a maiden plate of fillies and mares over 1,200 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Here the betting is number 12, Loving the Victory. Rose Willow 4 to 1, 5 to 1. Normal Differentiate 8 to 1. Meet the Captain 10 to 1. Offsides 12 to 1. Ocean Sprite 25 to 1. And longer the rest. Not a very inspiring field, with the biggest respect to the owners and trainers. And here I'm going for number 12, which is Loving the Victory. Loving the Victory has had 2 runs, and both of those runs he ran on license last time out 22.8, but the run after that wasn't so good. But it says here not striding out, so maybe they can sort out that problem. I think Loving the Victory, based on his first run behind Samoa, can definitely be a huge contender in this race. Then one of my outsiders, and it's very long in the price, is number 8, Got You. This filly debuted nicely. I think 8 lengths behind. She's never in it. But if you look at that 400 to finish, 24.5 of 24.4, first fastest to third fastest to 400 meters. I don't think that's bad for a horse, who was the first time on a race course, going around the bend because of the turf on the inside. Today it's drawn one running down the straight. And I do believe 11 Got You can be involved in a finish, so definitely a horse that you would like to include into your play. Then also number 8, Time for Tat, has had 1 placing behind Anna Capri. And we all know Anna Capri is not a donkey. And last time out over the 1450, just faded about in the last 200 meters or so. So number 8, Time for Tat, can be involved in the finish. Good selection for outsiders for quartets and trifectas. Then we move to race number 3, and where we have another maiden plate over 1,200 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Here we have number 2, Push Up 11 to 10, 72 Jet Cat, Forward Mars 5 to 1, 6 to 1 Eskimo Pie, Successful Secret 15 to 1, and longer the rest. So here my first selection is number 11. Forward Mars. Lyle Hewitson doesn't ride for Janssen van Vieren often. So if he gets on a horse, I'm sure that's going to be the business. This horse has been there and thereabouts running places, and I think today with Lyle Hewitson on board, I think that this is going to be the business for the day. Forward March currently 5 to 1, definitely including audio play, will be thereabouts. Outsider selection number 4, Successful Secret, did run second behind Forbes Quarry last time out. Not a very inspiring field that day, but yeah, the horse is improving, and maybe definitely a horse that you want to include in your trifecta selections. And then my other outsider selection is number 9, Eskimo Pie. I'm sure this number 1 horse by Western Winter Mare is going to improve. This faded over the last bit in a debut, now going 200 meters shorter, I think can be involved. And then the favorite here is number 2, Push Up. Nothing wrong, did debut well behind Master Uled, and did finish fastest 400 to finish 24.5, definitely in with a very good chance. And also Jet Cat has been running places, going to the front and get run out of it at the end. but they've got the advantage of a -2.5 from the apprentice. So also JetCat can be involved in the finish here. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we get to race number 4, which is a Class D, merit rating 68, merit rating 72, average merit rating 68, over the 1200 meters. It's apprentice handicap. And these handicaps, apprentice handicaps, has got the reputation of throwing outsiders. So here we have number 10, Irrevocable Dream, 4-1. 9-2, Soul Connection, 6-1, Gang Leader. Crown Garden, 7-1. Forever Light, 7-1. Shortstop, 7-1. Snow in Seattle, 12. Bridge of Spies, 20. Master Bowler, 25. Blow Me Down, 33. Top Line, 33. Afriel, 33. Forbes Quarry, 33. 40-1. Iron Mike, 66-1. Solarize. Liquidity, 80-1. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there was a reason why I went to the betting to the bottom, which I not normally do. Because I want to ask you, please hold on to your hats, grip your seats, because I'm going to show you something that you're going to say, this man is off his rockers. Now, my selection in this race to win this race is number 2, Solarize. First of all, we are running here in a D Division 68. Now, if you look here at Solarize's form, 75, 83, 85, 74, 89. This horse is down in class 2 divisions, getting the -4. Was a merit rated 84, now a 75. This horse won, beating Viper Jeep on the Vaal over the 1200 meters. Then they put him over longer distances, and he keeps on fading over the longer distance. And today, it's over the shortest distances. Then I had a look here, and I saw here 18-2 wins, 14-4 wins. You can see there 12 runs, 2 wins, 14 runs. And I decided I'm going to have a look at this horse's form. And I was amazed how strong this form of this horse is. I haven't seen such strong form for a long time. Let me share it with you. All right. So yes, Solarize is the day on the 16th of January, he won his maiden. After that, Viper Jet went on to win a race. Ideal Wolf won a race. Captain Ford won a race. Wara won his next race. Elusive Jack won a race. Apollo Robbins won 2 races. Zigzag ran a race, and even Custom Made, who was 13 lengths behind, managed to win a race. But that's not all. Let's have a look. Let's move on a little bit. Sorry for spending time on this, but I just want to show you how I do form analysis and how the forms sometimes work out. So here we have the run. He ran behind Grindelwald, which is no slouch himself. So let's have a look there and see. Grindelwald won this race plus his next race. Bold Ransom has won 3 races since. Crown Garden won the other day. Certifiable won 2 races. Yes, Solarize. Then Blow Me Down, who is behind me, has won a race. Windy Flight has won a race. And Bacillus Santo also has won a race. Okay, so let's move on. Solarize again. Here he finished a bit downfield, 14 lengths. But keep in mind, this is over longer distance than he's running today. But let's have a look here. Rivonia Boulevard winner. 7 Patriots, who was just in front of him, just like a half a length in front of him, 7 Patriots, has now won 3 races. Contested the solo the other day at Turfontein. So let's go there. Then it ran again. That was one of the races solo that 7 Patriots won. Now look here. In front of him, 4 lengths in front of him, Express of the USA won 2 races, placed the last time out. Rock of Africa was beaten at a foul last week, just got beaten. Roy Tom has ran a second. Balloon d'Or that was behind him has won a race. Edge in Blue has won a race. Creation that was behind him about 7 lengths won a race. Dan the Lad won a race. Lone Survivor, who was behind him that was lost, came out and won a race. Okay, so let's move on. Can you guys see why I'm liking this horse? So here he ran behind Lone Survivor, and unfortunately he ran last. But let's have a look at the form after that. Again, Prospector 1, Stop for Nothing 1, In the Game 1. Okay, and then his last race, most recently, was on the 19th of October, the 29th of October. Not much form after that, but let's have a look. I want to show you. Captain of Tortuga has already won out of that race. Fired Up ran second again, got beaten on the line. Although he was far behind Solarai, behind Worry, but again, it was over longer distance, not over the 1200 meters. And then I want to show you this.
Chartered to the outside, Apollo Robbins, Gav's Angel going in. Chartered and Apollo Robbins. 1200 meters to sprint, all set to go. They're ready and they're off and racing.
From the left.
Zigzag was slow to begin. Down the centre, Spanish Ballad. Solarized got a good start the inside, and Viper Jet was also well away the outside. Elusive Jack shows pace on the extreme outside. Quattro Passy in behind those. Then Warra Warra on the far inside. Captain's Fort and Gav's Angel with Cultured Pearl. Apollo Robbins just off them with Untamed Tiger. Further back to Zigzag and Ideal Wolf. Black Sage Alley is towards their inside, Chartered, and then came Custom Made. 600 to go, it's Solarize in front. Down the inside is Warra Warra, and between them Quattro Passy. 3 lengths away to Captain's Fort. On the outside is Viper Jet, who's now starting to run on. Spanish Ballad, Cultured Pearl, Elusive Jack, Ideal Wolf, and Untamed Tiger. 300 to go, it's Solarize in front. On the outside, Viper Jet is running on strongly. Viper Jet at Solarize, these two at the moment. Then comes behind that Captain's Fort, it's Solarize. Viper Jet is coming home hard. Ideal Wolf the outside. Solarize from Viper Jet. Solarize, Viper Jet. Solarize, brilliant ride. Beat Viper Jet, Ideal Wolf. In behind that Untamed Tiger, Cultured Pearl and Captain's Fort. And it's going to go to Solarize. A superb ride by Gavin Larena. Gavin Larena and apprentice Luke Ferraris, the two fancied runners. They have Captain's Fort between them. Ideal Wolf, the colours of Jock Wolf, runs on to the outside very nicely indeed on debut.
Now, guys, if you can see that, I mean, this horse hit the front 600 meters out. And he just kept going. Now today he gets in a -4. I'm not sure about a jockey. I don't know the jockey, but I'm sure he's got adequate training at the Jockey Academy. But this horse hit the front 600 meters. Well, according to them, at 800 meters he was already in front. He kept going. Viper Jet came at him, but he still kept on fighting. And he still ran at 24.5, 400 to finish. Now, I'm telling you, and then thereafter, he ran in a higher division behind Grunewald, not disgrace, 4 lengths behind. And then they put him over longer distances, which I'm sure didn't suit him. But I would think they were thinking because he's by Grey Inns. But the thing is, he's by Q Dancing Mare, and that is speed. So today, back over the 1200 meters, this horse currently with World Sport Betting, the 66 to 1, nearly 10 rand a place. Guys, take your money, take a small bet, If the horse arrives, I'll be a king. If the horse doesn't arrive, now everybody will be laughing, and this guy tipping a 66 to 1. But I can tell you, follow this horse. Some other time it's going to win again. It really won well that day. And if you look there, he was second to Valdivino, who also runs today again. So, I mean, take a small each way on the horse. It can't hurt you. And yeah, hopefully the horse will run well. Then my other selections for race 4 is number 4. My outsider selections, number 4, Gang Leader. I do think that Gang Leader won well behind Break the Silence. That was a nice race. And then he ran reasonably behind Pinda Masala, which was in a slightly higher division than he's running today. So I'm not sure who's going to be the jockey. That is another point. And then my other outsider selection is number 7, Shortstop. Shortstop also try his best. He's always there and thereabouts, always running good races. Look for Raras on board, and I'm sure he'll give the doors the best chance. So now let's move on to race number 5. Race number 5 is a graduation plate, Class B, merit rated 89. And let's have a look at the betting. Now here the betting is number 3, Marigold 13 to 10. Caviar 4 to 1, 4 to 1, Elusive Women, Letitia's Angel 11 to 2, Geigen Glory 8 to 1, Tulip Way 2 to 1, and 20 to 1, and better the rest. So here my selection is number 8, Elusive Women. Elusive Women is carrying only 55 minus 2.5, 52.5. Elusive Women has run against some very strong positions. Springs of Carmel, Mount Pleasant, Anything Goes, Springs of Carmel, War of Athena, Victory Page, even down behind Due Diligence. But I think, that there was also if you look at it, it's a 90 that she ran in. Getting a minus 2.5 with this weight today, I believe this horse is the best bet on the card, and I've duly made it my best bet for the day. Then here we have number 1, Geigen Glory, and I really think this horse is going to run well today. Geigen Glory, Luke Ferraris on board. Alexander Stable is in form, and I think that has also run some huge races and also run against strong opposition last time out. But a 1400 meter will definitely suit, and I do believe Geigen Glory can be involved in the finish. Then we have my other, but we can have a look here. Marigold coming from a small race, ran behind Summer Pudding, has got some good races. And then also Caviar, that's a 4-year-old VAR. She won a maiden and then really, run some okay races and then came back from a long race, but hasn't shown a true form yet. But I think will come on with the race. Then Roman Reality, this horse won a while, won a maiden over 1400 meters, but hasn't done much since. But it's imported me. Maybe there was something wrong, and why a Marvin can get it sorted out. But do put in the back end of your quartets. If you do a rise for the placings, the quartet will pay. But I think in my mind, to me today, Elusive Women, a strong runner in this race today. Then we get down to classified stakes, another apprentice race over 1600 meters, Class D, average merit rate in 66. And let's have a look at the betting. Here the betting is Flying North 6 to 1, Super Mafia 6 to 1, 13 to 2, Gold Rock 8 to 1 in the game, Passion Prince 8 to 1, Secrets of Maya 9 to 1, Get Set 10 to 1, 12 to 1, and longer the rest. Sometimes one would think that when they're betting 6 to 1 the field, there's going to be a huge upset. But I have found that in the past that sometimes the favorite or, one of the horses in the top 3 wins the race. I even see it in England where they bet long prices. So, the horse that I'm going for is number 15, Super Mufti. The favorite is number 10, Flying North. They met last time out, but there's a swing of 4.5 kilograms in the weight in favor of Super Mufti, and I'm sure that will be enough for her to turn around a 0.3 beating from Fly North. Fly North not without a chance, so my first selection is number 15, Fly North. Then my other selection is number 1, which is Secrets of Maya. I think this is a nice gelding Wiley Hall by Captain Elmi, and also was involved in that race behind Fly North. And I think the not too far behind, 3 lengths behind, and I do feel can be involved in the finish. And then my other outsider selection is number 13. That's a Baron Spies inmate, a Baron Boters inmate, sorry, Baron Boters. And it's also getting a -2.5. Didn't get it last time and ran well behind Lord Melbourne. And Lord Melbourne ran a huge race the other day again after that. So I do think that this horse can be involved, but although it might be a little bit short for him. So let's move on to the, there's just one thing I want to mention. If you also, a horse that I like here is number 8, Land of Rubies. That ran second behind Sacred Lotus. And I think the 2,000 meters last time out was, too far for him. And I think the 1,600 will suit better. So keep an eye out for Land of Rubies. Do include it in your bets if you can. Then we go down to race number 7, which is a merit 88 handicap over 1,200 meters. Class C, average minute rating 80. Yeah, we really have a lot of open races today. Here my first select, here the betting is 14 to 10 Spanish Boy, Xavier 7 to 1, 15 to 2, Holy Man 19 to 2, Written Stone, Balloon the Ore 19 to 2, Silver Master 19 to 2, 17 to 1, Odin 18 to 1, and Longer the Field. So here my first selection is from a stable that is currently in form, and that's number 3, Spanish Boy, for the Ulaka stable. This horse recently came from Jeff Woodruff, and in April, and had his first run for Lucky the other day, ran his second behind El Kappa, and I think today with Pierre Stratham on board, can go one better. Ran a very good race, was fastest 400 to finish, and just failed to reel in the winner. And then my outsider selection in this race is number 7, which is Balletero. Balletero is coming off a long rest, but this horse, I think, has got potential. Didn't run too bad, uh, before the rest. If you now can see here, this was also beat Solaris, and if you take the form of Solaris in account, then surely Balletero can upset here. Always runs fastest 400 to finish, so this horse knows how to finish, and I do think over this distance today can be involved in the finish. And my other outsider selection is number 12, Silver Master, also running in the places constantly, running good races, and was in that race behind Al Kappa, finished 3rd. So I think definitely a horse not to be left out. All in all, also a difficult race, this race. Xavier did one last time out. I did gave it as a selection that day, but I think the class today may be a little bit stronger, but not without a chance. A horse that I'm scared of, but I haven't got it in my calculations, is Roger the Dodger. Any horse that wins its first race is not too bad. Then it came out after a race, and it didn't run too badly behind Crown Garden, just fading at the end. So do include rather the Dodger in your quartets and trifectas. Then we move on to race number 8, where we have all to come maiden plate, finish a mare's 86 handicap, Class C, average minute rated 81. Let's have a look at the betting. So here we have another open race, and the betting 4 to 1 the field. Glotoria 4 to 1, Francisco 9 to 2, 13 to 2, 12 Oaks, May Queen 6 to 1, 7 to 1 the 5th wave, 10 to 1 Millions Express, 14 to 1, and Longer the rest. Here, my selection is number 7, the fifth wave. The fifth wave has been knocking on the door, running against some huge opposition. If you look at this race, is an average merit rate at 81. Ideas ran against 86, a 96, not disgraced. 87, 86, 95 has come down in the merit rating from a 93 to a 58, and has run against some huge opposition. And I think today is the day. You know, horses sometimes wins in cycles. Now, if you can have a look, you'll see that this horse has won 362 days. So it's 3 days short of a year that she won a race. I remember that day she won that race. I did gave her as a selection, and I also had a few bob on her. So now maybe today, a year later, it's the fifth race a chance to win a fourth race. Outsider selections is number 8. Not so outsider, but I do fancy Victoria. Has been running well, also against some strong opposition, as well as number 9 Persiska. Also won well last time out. Has already won 15 runs, 4 wins. Definitely not a donkey. But all in all, also open race, few horses with chances. Then we go down to the 9th race, and here we have Phyllis and Mayor 72 handicap over 1200 meters. Class D average meter at 67. And here the betting is as follows. Number 1, wine tasting 14 to 10. Speechmaker 4 to 1. Oceana 13 to 2. Bitter Wind 14 to 1. 13 to 1 Initiator. 15 Hear the Trumpet 16 to 1 and longer the rest. So here my selection is the favorite, number 1, wine tasting. Ran a huge race behind the horse with lots of potential. Before that, ran in a strong graduation plate. G for Go and Sudden Charm was in that race. Before that, beat Theatre of Dreams easily by 3.5 lengths. And I think this byword filly today can go one better and land up in a winner's box after the race. My outsider selections is number 3, Oceana. Not so outsider, but with Stradom on board, also runs huge races, always there and thereabouts, and I do believe has got a good chance in this company today. And then also my other outsider selection is number 13, which is Speechmaker. It's also a horse that's improving slowly and can definitely be involved in a finish today. Kumalo on board. He doesn't ride often for this trainer, but if he does, you can see here, he's got a nice strike rate, although you still have to ride a winner for her. But this horse is always 2 lengths, 3 lengths, 4 lengths. So one of these days, Speechmaker would stay in front, landing up in the first box. So that brings us to the end of our preview for the day. I hope I could point you in the right direction. I can't wait for race 4 to see if I'm a king or a fool, but only time will tell. As I always say, break a leg.